What's up, Deontay?
What's
How
up,
you doing,
bro?
man?
How you
Good
doing?
to see you.
My pleasure.
What you got?
I brought you a couple of speakers today.
Yeah.
I got you Electro-Voice and I got you the Harbinger.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll start off by showing you and you guys, you know, the EV ZLX12 Bluetooth
Tell me
speaker.
about it.
Well, what's really nice about this one, well, it's 1,000 watts, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's also Bluetooth, and you'll have an auxiliary input, and then you'll have two other channels for your quarter-inch or your microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So each one has a microphone preamp on these channels, and you want to keep them. I keep everything at 12 o'clock, but if you get a microphone, you plug it in as you turn as you turn clockwise, you'll start getting more volume for microphones. And you know as well as I do that the microphone signal is a lot less than the line signal.
Right.
So good idea, start at 12, and then use your master volume, and then make your adjustments accordingly. But let me show you what's really cool about this one. Besides it being Bluetooth, there is an app for Android and iOS.
Okay.
So, but we'll get more into that later. So you'll have different modes where you have club mode, live music, monitor or speech, and that basically is how it disperses. And then you'll have, like with club, you'll have more bass. Live, you have less bass, that kind of thing. So it's filters, based on EQ. It also has a graphic equalizer. So you'll be able to adjust your bass settings, your treble settings. There's a mix out, which is kind of neat too. So you got two channels in here, and so you got your auxiliary, and then you have your output right here. That's your mix out, because like I say, I'm going to daisy chain this one to another powered speaker, or the same kind of speaker, or even that speaker, for the love of God. Then you can take your mix out, and you see how you have your left and your right, so you can have what has more, the right or the left side, etc. Yeah. So then there's location, so you'll have like a pole position, wall position, floor position, and that's basically how that sound disperses from the speaker. So if it's a short throw based on the floor, long throw if it's on a pole, etc.
Okay.
Right? What's nice about this too is that some of these speakers, they don't have crossovers. Well, as technology moves, things get better. But you see like how I got my sub frequency right there? It's at 80 hertz. It's basically knocking 20 hertz off the low to make more room for a subwoofer you decide to add one to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then there's an exit, and there's also a reset button. And we were just talking about how valuable that is, because if you screw your settings up or blah 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 and you just need to start over, hit your reset button, which is kind of neat. Yep, and that's what I have to say about that. This one's going on sale right now for $350. It's a really good speaker. It's 1,000 watt, not as loud as that one, but what's nice about it is that you can use your app on both if you decide you want it. But you know what? I'm not an app person in general, and Bluetooth is just fine for me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I have to say about that one. My Harbinger V4 112. Sorry. Anyway, it's both 2,500 watts, right? It's an app for your iOS device, right? Your Apple device. It does not have an app for your Android. That's discrimination. Anyway, so what's cool about this one is that you'll have a 5-input, 3-channel mixer built into it. And another thing I like about this speaker is that you see right here, it's got your smart settings. So if I decide that I want to take and buy a couple of these and marry them or attach them to, the other speaker, this one will be the master, the other one will be the slave. Everything that this one does, that one will do, just because this one's telling it to do that.
This is a control unit right
here.
here.
Yep. And if you're using your iOS device or your smart app, what you're controlling one is doing the same thing the other. It makes things really user-friendly and fast.
Yeah.
That one has a knob on it that'll take from line signal and it'll turn on the microphone preamp. This one, you just flick the switch, which is nice. You got a volume knob on each channel, and you got a master volume.
Yeah.
So I like that better than that for that situation, And I like more inputs too. So if I want to use one speaker for multiple things, I got one speaker that could have 2 microphones, bass, another bass, guitar, right? And then, and I want a Bluetooth to it at the same time too, I could.
Yeah,
So-
it's set up to Bluetooth, and you don't even need to hook any wires up.
Right.
That's
But,
what it-
and if you
yeah.
want to play along with it, just like that one, you get to put the Bluetooth on that one, and you can play your little guitar with it or whatever. So you got some accompaniment. So it's good for busking. Well, as long as you're next to a power source.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but driving on. So what's cool about this one is that here, same thing as that. You'll have crossover, so you make room for your sub frequencies. You'll have your EQ that you could take and change stuff. With this one, what's nice about this one is that you can actually see what it's doing. So if I want to add bass, you'll see my little bass frequency will rise up like a pimple, you know, and then my treble also, you know, and I could knock out the lows and stuff like that. Now, if you decide that you want to find like some of their presets, there's club, live band. See, live band will knock, I don't know, say about 50, like 30,
yeah.
50 hertz or something right off, and it'll boost the highs a little bit, and etc. So then you see, like in position, this is in pole position, it's actually sitting on a pole. But if you throw it on the floor and you put it on floor position, it's got short, fat disbursement.
It'll have a different EQ setting for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, this one, what I like about this one more than that one is that when I want to Bluetooth to this one, easy peasy, man. It just goes really fast. Just blinked, you're done. Turn the volume up, crank it up, you're good. And then you just go enjoy the rest, whatever it is else you got to do. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that. Now this one, regular price is $350. That one right now is on sale for $350. Now, I can hear the white noise on idle on this one, which I don't like. Shh. That one, not so much.
It's quiet.
It's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
But, when you're not trying to, you can't afford to set the world on fire because of lack of funds, and you need something that sounds good for the price. These are both great. And that company, Electro-Voice, is outstanding when it comes to customer service. I have customers that call those guys up when they get in a problem. The company bends over back ways to help their customers out, my customers out. Same thing with these guys. Because I work at Guitar Center, and if you buy one of our speakers and you get the protection plan, we swap them out at the store. We bend over back ways to help you out. We'll troubleshoot stuff and everything for you. Just recently, I had somebody come in and was like, "Oh, I can't make my speaker work." Wait. I just went to the reset button. Boom, worked. Everybody was happy.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of times, you get a mixing console or something like that, and everything digital. You can turn the wrong knob and make something happen that you don't like or whatever. Reset it. Restore.
But what's cool about this is that if you decide there's a problem with it, bring it to the store, we'll swap it out. Now, these both have 15-inch, I guess, bigger brothers of themselves. And you can also, man, I've seen folks, they take and mix match their speakers, but as long as they're powered and you're daisy chaining them, you can do that. You could use the better sound of one speaker to mask the lesser sounding good one and still get volume.
Yeah, use individual volumes and mix them to be even and stuff like that.
But I like things matched, and most people do too.
Yeah, in a perfect world, but we don't live there.
No. No, we don't.
Yep. That's why we count on you, to inform us and send us in the right direction.
I do my best.
Yeah, you always do.
All right. So, do you have any questions about this or that?
I won't know till I hook them up and test them out and play them. But
we can do that here. But do you think that's going to really benefit anybody out there in YouTube land?
No, not really. I think you really just got to test them out yourself.
You can
But,
come.
we want to give you the information so you can make an informed decision.
Those guys can come out and see me. You can come out and see me at the store, or any of us at the store, and we'll just play them for you and let you, with your music, as long as they're family friendly, and let you test them out.
Sounds good.
Yep.
They look good too.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. 2,500 watts. That's pretty powerful. But what I tell everybody is, you really don't want to buy something that's 500 watts or anything like that, and then you got to turn it up to 10. You can overheat it, or blow the speakers. If you got something that's 2,500 watts or 1,000 watts or something, then you can run your volume at 4 or 5, and you're not maxing out the amp, you're not maxing out the speakers, and if you're doing a show, or or an all-day picnic, or a church sermon, where the speaker's going to be on for 8 hours or something, like, you really don't want to test it out, and max it out. It's going to burn up. It's not going to last long.
Right.
So if you got something that's 2,500 watts, but you only need, 700 watts, that's going to sound great, because
Right.
you're not turning it up to 10.
Well, here's something for folks in YouTube land or wherever land you are to know. If it says 2,500 watts, you're never going to play 2,500 watts. Promise you that. Because by the time you hit 2,500 watts, you done broke the speaker.
It's going to be too loud for you anyway.
Basically, what they're telling you is that this is peak performance or peak volume. And what we're looking for is a continuous, which is what you can run all day without, burning your stuff up. Both of these have vents to, let the heat out. But, we're in the South, and it gets pretty hot out here.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's good to have. So, if you find a speaker and it's powered and you're like, ooh, that's nice and everything, you want fan, you want vent, so that because these things get hot, they run hot.
Yeah, it's got them up here and there, and I already feel a little bit of warmth on it now.
Yeah. There you go. So this one's got a vent. 2 little vents. That one's got the vent at the ceiling right there. Yep.
Yeah, they're both warm.
Mhm.
This one's a little hotter.
Yep.
And that's okay, because it's an amplifier. It's going to get hot.
Right.
But once you start cranking the volumes up to 10,
Yep.
you're just it's like your car. You can't drive it at 130 miles an hour all day. It's going to blow up.
Both of these speakers have indicators in their LED, displays, where if you start, if you're hitting or you're going into red with your sound and stuff like that, you'll know to back it off or maybe knock some bass off, because those bass frequencies take up a lot of room, so that you can, not be clipping all the time and preserve the life of your speaker.
I'm sure they have safety functions as well. They'll shut down before it burns anything up, to help it.
This one does. This one will knock itself out before you burn anything up.
Yeah.
They got let it cool down and stuff. This one, that's what they used to do. I don't know if the new ones, I haven't heard anybody complain about that. The only thing One last thing. Replacement guarantee. We have a replacement guarantee feature for this one because it's proprietary. So you spend your X amount of dollars I think it's like $59. Replacement guarantee. You break your speaker. You come to the store. You swap it out. Done. That one, still okay, but we got to go through maybe one hoop or barrel before we get it done. Not a problem. Okay, but like I said, Electro-Voice is wonderful as far as their customer service goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So are these guys.
Sounds good, man. I can't wait to test them out.
All right.
I'm Dale.
I'm Deontay, and we are
D&D Direct.
right on.
All right.
All right.